one, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with our favorite 18-year-old. I've just met him. Phil Kluba. He's innocent. He's young. He's hot. He's ready to go.
Hey guys. I'm only 18. How's it going?
We had to convince him. Yeah, we had to convince him to keep his shirt on. He was begging to take it off and put on a little dance for everyone.
I was hoping we could do some OnlyFans content today. It's been quite the hype. You're sponsored by OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to invest in the company itself.
Right.
OnlyFans.
Can you actually invest in OnlyFans?
No, I wish you could.
Is that a thing? Do they make a percentage?
Well, yeah, they're obviously making a percentage. They're making a fat percentage. So this guy's making, whoever made it, I saw something on the internet somewhere, sometime at some point in my life, that there was some guy who owned this company and he was making a lot of money.
I own this company. I don't make anything.
OnlyFans or this company?
No, I'm just saying. I just like a guy who owns like a huge company who just doesn't make a fucking cent. It's pure pleasure.
I'm really in it for the love.
Non for profit. I was actually thinking because
non-profit helping out the porn stars.
Because they need to. It's like I don't know. There's like a stigma against it somewhere in the world. Everyone's like, oh, I don't know. But I was thinking there's a new election coming up in 2022 for mayor. Maybe, yeah. I'm going to run for mayor, and part of my political platform is going to be like, yo, OnlyFans is lit. And I'm going to try to break the stigma around sex work and all this other stuff.
You're going to have your own account.
I'm going to have my own Mayor Phil on OnlyFans.
And just you, like, full fucking spread, like...
No, but essentially, you can make anything on that platform. So I was thinking, why don't we just, like, make a cooking show? And, like, I share my recipes.
And you're naked.
I could be naked under the apron.
Yo, so you wouldn't go full naked?
No. Or you don't.
That's almost condescending to the OnlyFans community.
Well, I believe originally when that platform was created, it was just like for anyone. It was kind of like Patreon, and then it just took that turn, and everyone was like, "Okay, cool." Kind of like
Bitcoin.
Like Bitcoin. It just or Hitachi, like the
6ix9ine.
No. There's a vibrator. There's a vibrator like the Hitachi, and originally it was made to like get out like the kinks in your back, but like a lot of stay-at-home moms used it back in the day, and they started using it somewhere else, in your lower parts,
right
down, and then that's when they figured out, oh, this is what we should be marketing towards instead of the back massager.
It actually started as a back massager.
Well, on Amazon, if you still look them up, there people are using them as back massagers. And I go, that's not a back massager. You don't have me fooled.
So you were looking these up on Amazon?
Oh my God. Oh yeah. I look up all of them. I look for the big ones, the small ones. I've been trying to have a prostate orgasm for God knows how long. If you could tell me how. Anybody out there?
That's why we started this podcast. So Luke can finally milk his prostate.
I don't think you're going to be able to do it yourself. You're going to find some partner.
Listen, I've gotten into yoga just to get this action going. I had to like stay in a downward dog for hours.
I had one once in my entire life.
Okay, show off.
And it was great.
What happened?
Okay, someone had their fingers lodged up.
If it was only that simple for me.
My Yeah, it only took a couple of fingers for me. That's all I'm going to say. And it wasn't my doctor.
Okay.
Because you're only 18.
Because I'm only 18. Yeah. It didn't work out that way.
He's like, you're too innocent for this, kid.
Yeah. Well, Luke, do you just need 2 fingers?
Well, before the podcast started, you were talking about you're trying to start some sort of empire.
Oh, so, okay. This all started on a journey. Okay, so January was a little bit slow for work or whatnot, so I just started doing like a lot of mushrooms.
Of course.
And like I was just tripping balls. At one point, like I was like, I want to send someone to space. And then I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And then
that sounds almost like what the Russians did to that monkey. They just sent him into space.
I was like, oh, let's start a contest where we send someone to space. And I don't know. And it was going to be a homeless person. And then people were like, this is ethically crazy. And then I started doing like these microdoses, all this other stuff. And I had like a buddy who works in the industry. And I was like, hey, maybe
in the space industry?
In the mushroom. Okay, sorry, I maybe didn't explain that quite all right. But the guy who's working in the mushroom industry, and he kind of like taught me a lot about it. So I'm thinking like, hey, maybe a little bit down the road, I'm going to combine meme culture and mushrooms and make a shroom company where we sell microdoses.
Are mushrooms legal in Canada?
So from my understanding, I am not a professional. Do not take what I'm saying as anything legally speaking. I'm not a lawyer. But from what I understand is that you can apply for something, and if most of the money is going back to research, then you can sell them legally. However, and then if you can get so profits need to go back to research.
Right.
But you can still
Researching like mushrooms
even further. And then, but I think if you get some doctors on board and something else, then you can actually start to make it for profit.
How do you do the research? Like,
I don't know. It's like, hey, I hire some guy being keep making mushrooms and keep trying them and let me know what your research is like. I think that's what they mean. Or research is I just sit in a room doing mushrooms.
Yeah, shit.
could you be doing the research?
I could be doing the research.
Could you be on the front lines?
I could be on the front lines.
Yeah.
Frontline worker.
That'd be sweet. I mean,
I would love to know, I don't know how much research is done on mushrooms, but we were holding that satanic witchcraft book, and I would love to know how mushrooms would affect you if you're put in a jail cell for 3 months and you only could do mushrooms, or they put you in a box for 24 hours and you're just
I think if you were on mushrooms, you might love it. I don't know.
You think so?
I don't know.
Potentially. The only thing with mushrooms is you want to be walking around and kind of seeing everything. Colors are so bright. And
I just love popcorn ceilings on mushrooms. I'm not sure if you've ever noticed how beautiful popcorn ceilings are, but I don't think anyone even knows they have them until they are on mushrooms.
to be honest, I hardly even notice the popcorn ceiling until you mentioned it.
It would be awesome. When I was younger, I was writing a script, and it was basically it was what's that movie where Bradley Cooper takes the pill and he sees the world differently?
Limitless.
Limitless.
Right.
Great film.
The script I was writing was it's kind of like the invention of lying, where everyone's almost on mushrooms the whole time, and they're so easily deceived because they're all so happy. But then you can take pills to make yourself a normal human, so you can lie and manipulate the masses. And I just made me think, imagine a workplace where everyone's just fucking zonked on shrooms, and the boss is like, "Did you take your shrooms today?"
I think that's Wall Street. I'm but they're zonked on something else. But they're all just
uppers, downers, they're on everything.
They're on everything. So yeah, shrooms.
So, do you have a name for the company?
I don't know. Maybe To the Moon.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's actually a great name.
Kind of reminds me of it would almost have a Kid Cudi.
And
look to it.
And then I was gonna put them in little packages where we would have memes on the packages, and on one would say "money isn't real," and another thing all these little things. I also went on this whole "money isn't real" campaign for I started texting people, being random ass numbers that I don't even know who they are, being money.
What the hell?
Money, dude. I had a lot of time in January.
I believe it.
I was just on Drew, and then I was like, "Money isn't real," and then someone called me and they were like, "Money isn't real."
What?
And I was like, I am dying.
Come on.
And then people I would call people, and they it was becoming a thing. And then I made a T-shirt that you can buy for $1,500.
Oh my god!
And it says "Money isn't real" on it.
Has anyone bought it?
No, I don't think so.
Not even.
No.
After this podcast, dude.
Those are be flying off the shelves.
Yeah, buy it. It just says it's
Money isn't real.
you could print it yourself. It's pretty simple.
Wait, so how did you get the numbers? Were you looking on the phone book? Did you just kind of say 905 416?
Just a random ass number, and then
improvise?
also I have a lot of people on my phone that are just numbers, and I don't know. I forget to add people.
Oh yeah, I do that a lot.
And then I'm just I started scrolling through my phone too, and so these people kind of know me. And then I was like, "Money isn't real." Maybe some Tinder girl that I talked to 7 months ago.
What was the good? Wait, so someone called you and?
Yeah, so
said
someone
money
called
isn't real?
me. Oh, actually, someone called me from a number that said blocked, and then I was just I answered, and I was like, "Hello, governor." Hello, governor. And no one answered. And then 2 minutes later, someone else called me, and they were like, "Hello, governor. Money isn't real." And then I was like, "Money isn't real." And then it was 2 girls, and then they were like, "Who are you?" I was like, "I'm Phil." And then they hung up. And then they just disappeared.
Dude, that is hilarious.
How is the dating life going right now with the whole Tinder thing?
It's okay. You go on a lot of walks.
Yeah, I heard park dates are the big thing.
And then sometimes the walks turn into more things.
Oh, God.
And then you start talking about
18-year-old
philosophies.
stuff.
Like 18-year-old stuff, you talk about how money isn't real. You ask her
Right.
if she'd ever done shrooms.
Have you ever opened up a Tinder date? Like you guys both meet, you lock eyes. She's like, "Hey, nice to meet you, Phil." And you're just like, "Money isn't real," and then walk away.
I'm gonna do that.
That
I'd
should be
be like,
really
I'm not real. Like it's like I'm not.
I'm not real. And
This should
money
be like,
is
this guy's a danger to society.
I mean, I'm like, I'm not real. See you later.
Sir, do you have a bomb strapped to your chest? What is happening?
It's not real.
Dude, that is hilarious.
So you love Al Qaeda, right?
Who? Did you say Al Qaeda?
Yeah, you came in here waving the Al Qaeda flag.
I don't know. I know of Allah. I know about all religions and all this other stuff. I'm not sure what Al
Qaeda is a terrorist organization.
But I thought like I thought it like changed over some
so
time.
clearly he's not an Al Qaeda fan, which is probably a good thing. You don't want to go on the podcast, the Luke and Sean show or whatever, saying you're an Al Qaeda fan.
But like, are they still a thing, or was that just like? There's a new one.
There's a way
This is
better
always
one
changing.
called ISIS.
Oh yeah, I heard about
CIA
that one.
funded.
I think they're all CIA funded.
Yeah, it's literally
Silence.
Silence. Dude, it could be true. I read that book about how like Charles Manson was funded by the CIA. That was a crazy book.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, a movie probably funded by
Quentin Tarantino.
It was like CIA or the untold story of the CIA like in the 60s. It was crazy. They literally like this dude spent 25 years researching this and just like calling all the people that used to work at the CIA and who were a part of it. And man, he got death threats. He was almost killed.
Remember when
25
journalism
years
was
later.
real?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's like the most ridiculous shit.
Journalism?
Oh man, it's bad now.
Nothing's real anymore. Like I swear to God, like, it's like nothing is real anymore. It's just like, and like also like working
Do you
in
think
media.
that's like because like COVID's kind of amplified that for you more?
No, dude, journalism was dead before that.
Yeah, I think it all like was not real before that, but I think a lot of people have more time to like just like focus on like what is going on, and then it's like nothing's real. It's like literally, yo, man. Honestly, like money is literally not
real. Yeah,
and it's like
So invest in
it's a
Bitcoin.
placeholder for like.
no, because from my understanding, like it used to be like compared. Like I don't know this completely, but it used to be like in comparison to how much gold there was in the world. But then, like in like 1945, like America was like, let's just print this shit and who cares? And then,
it was like the Reagan era. He went from the gold standard in like 60 something to just a money, like the Fed and like money printing.
Yeah, and now they just print it like
Yeah.
crazy. They're just like they're just like it doesn't even have any meaning. It's like
Right. It's just fun, and it's funny when you hear like Warren Buffett and them like talk about Bitcoin being like a stupid currency and like not real. It's like, yeah, but the American dollar is the same thing. It's just like, what's the justification?
So I was actually high on mushrooms.
Perfect.
And I saw this lamp and it looked like a Dogecoin. And I was like thinking about the Dogecoin. And in comparison, the Dogecoin is kind of like its values are very similar to the American dollar. Cause like it has no cap.
What is the Dogecoin?
It's like a coin that's basically a dog. I don't know. Someone made it as a joke, and someone just basically copied and pasted what Bitcoin was, but like had no cap on it. So like, there's $1 trillion market cap on Bitcoin right now, and they're expecting it to go to 9 trillion. But Dogecoin has no market cap. It's like you could just print as much Dogecoins as you want. So it's kind of like the American dollar. So therefore, with that theory, shouldn't it be worth as much as the American dollar? It's like sitting around like 5 cents right now.
The craziest thing about the American dollar is that there's actually more debt than there is currency circulating in the world. There's more debt.
But who are we in debt to?
Exactly.
they're always like, the world is in this much debt to who?
Everyone's just like, what about the balance sheets? Like, dude, do you think like if our balance sheet's like very negative, do you think like just the whole like Canada's just not going to work anymore? Like, dude, we have so much debt. How are we ever going to get by?
No, it's like
It's fucking stupid.
Our currency is going to go down, and then we'll
Sure.
probably have more. Like our taxes will get like increased a little bit.
I know, but it's just like the thought that like because our balance sheet's a little, I don't know. I just find
What if they're just like printing?
Look
all
at the
this
American
money right
balance sheet. It's terrible. Their economy's just booming.
now? Yeah, maybe they're just like printing all this money, knowing that like we're changing our whole financial system in 5 years to cryptocurrency. They're just like, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
It's like everyone's gonna get their a clean slate.
Yeah, and then they can like make it so you can't purchase anything if they don't like you. Or I fucking posted a comedy video on TikTok yesterday, me ripping a bong, saying like the Moderna vaccine was in the bong, and they took I was giving fake medical advice. I'm like, you gotta put the Moderna in your bong and toke it, and then it'll cure you. And then they like, I guess the Chinese government didn't like what they saw, and they banned my video.
Well, that is fake news.
It's just like, how is someone gonna watch that and be like, this guy who's actually means what he says?
He's clearly a scientist. He knows what he's talking about.
I don't know, man. They believe anyone on the internet these days. It's like, have you guys seen Agents of Chaos?
I've heard
It's
of
like
it.
a documentary. It's like about the political election in America in 2016 and how like Russia was like using Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like interesting. You should just watch it. I don't want to get into details.
I would love for you to get into the details.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
I'm curious.
Let's get into conspiracy
Agents of
land.
Chaos.
Is this conspiracy? Here's the thing. Like, conspiracies are usually based off of close to true things. Like, I think if a lot of people actually knew what kind of ran the world, it would make their bones chill. But because they're so naive and they think like, oh, conspiracies, it's just a conspiracy. It's like, nah, like 70% of it's real.
Yeah. So like, what about
And
these
then
5G
a couple
towers?
things are not.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
the 5G towers then? Like,
Okay, yeah, it's like, well, what about Bill Clinton when he was the governor of Arkansas and they were running like illegal real estate? I forget what they were doing, but they were like making millions of real estate, and then to just distract everyone, kind of like what happened recently, they just like say, oh, he has a sexual allegation against him. They just completely divert the fucking energy. And it's like Governor Cuomo, the guy killed like fucking 20,000 elderly, but oh, now he has sexual harassment charges all of a sudden. It's like, wow, isn't that perfect timing?
Yeah,
It's just
have they figured that out with
It's the
Cuomo?
most classic CIA tactic that like just create more chaos. That's all it is.
Agents of Chaos.
There you go. So I wanted to lead that
Yes.
into that.
So it's on Crave. You
Dude,
can
Luke's
watch.
gonna be like 4 a.m, just like huddled in a corner watching the show.
Okay, so
Just
there's
like
two
a-
parts. There's two.
The
there's two
Clintons are gonna
parts.
fucking cut my brakes.
There's two parts. So there's part 1 and part 2. Part 2 is kind of boring, but part 1 is sick because they just talk about Russia. And so Russia had this like whole division where like they would like sway political elections, and they did it with like Ukraine. That was their like test dummy, and then they wanted to do it on America. So they basically started making like Facebook.
Bots.
Not it was literal people like
Oh.
pretending, and they would like make a name like Jane Smith, and then they would like join. They would start Facebook pages being like Arkansas News Network, and it would not be like the Arkansas News Network, and they would like.
Would they get people following it?
They would get like 10,000 people following or whatever, like 20,000 people following, and then they would do like a post. We're doing like a gun rally, and then they would be like, and then they would also like organize a Black Lives Matter rally right across the street, or
Right.
like not Black Lives Matter, but something similar to that.
Yeah.
Just to cause tension in the country.
Right.
And like that was their whole tactic. Like they weren't. People were like, oh, they hacked it. It's like they literally just like use social media to like turn people against each other.
Right.
That I can believe. That
Of
I
course.
can definitely believe.
These.
I feel like even.
And now we're gonna
these
get
days-
shot by Putin. And like, what the fuck? Anyways,
Oh man, the amount of tactics that these countries use that like we're scared to speak out against like these countries, but like just the shit they do is crazy. Like
Yeah.
that's probably like the least bad thing they do.
yeah, that's like it's not even that bad.
Yeah,
And it's like-
they're just stirring up the pot.
they're stirring up the
But
pot.
if you think about it, it's like that is like crippling our society. It's just like these outrageous.
Here's my question: do you think there's anyone in like the States doing that over there in Russia?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they would probably
Like,
do
are-
it. So when you watch
Is
this,
this like this battle?
Yo,
of-
when
like,
you watch,
what are we doing with our lives? Why don't we start doing this stuff in like random places?
well, like I think they're.
We
that's
can
why-
start a
that's why-
business.
that-
Maybe we'll make some money.
Yeah.
I think they're like changing all of that, but the thing is, like, when you watch this documentary, it all starts in like 2013, where like Hillary Clinton imposes sanctions on Russia because of their invasion of Crimea.
Okay.
Remember, like, that whole Ukraine thing that happened back in like 2013, and then like Putin was basically like, she cannot win this election. Like, he's like, she can literally not win this election because it's going to be bad for Russia, bad for business.
Interesting.
Well, I recently watched Biden fall upstairs, and that might be the best video I've ever seen.
Yo,
the amount of like people editing it, so there's like Mario Kart things.
Oh,
like,
I love the one where there's like Harambe and like all the people who have died, and he's like, "Come to us," because he's like dying. He's so old. He's just like. And then
come to us.
they're like all like, it's like the gates of heaven, and the stairs are going up there, and then it's like, come to us. And Biden's like falling up the stairs.
Yeah. Well, and then like
I haven't seen that one, but I knew to.
So there was this thing that I think Biden did like an interview, and they said everyone was saying, "Oh, Biden said Putin's a killer," and then I watched the clip, and the guy asking the questions was like, "So, do you think Putin's a murderer?" And he's like, "Yeah." And that's all that happened. He wasn't like, "Oh, I'm claiming that Putin's a murderer." It's like,
yeah, he didn't just think of it. It was like someone asked him the question. It was like
the most softball question ever. It's like, the guy served in the military. Like, of course he's killed people.
Yeah.
He enjoys it probably. Just like what leader hasn't had to like make the choice? I guess we're gonna have to kill people. Like every U.S. leader ever.
Yeah, he was
a killer.
Apparently, Putin was in that secret agency for Russia, the KGB,
yeah,
and he was
the sergeant.
Yeah, and he was like stationed like right at the Berlin Wall. So like apparently so he was just the most ruthless one of them.
Yeah, you just sniping people right in the forehead, and then he would like put a big chalk thing on the wall. He probably has like the most sniper kills ever.
Yeah, or it was like his homeboys. He'd be like, "Yo, you got to shoot that guy."
Yeah,
because he's like running it.
Yeah, it's just, I could not imagine being like, if Biden said, "No, I don't think he's a murderer," that would actually be more startling to me.
So, you know what the funniest thing is? Okay, you guys been on Clubhouse?
Actually, no, but I'm kind of like, what is Clubhouse?
Okay, Clubhouse is like an audio app. So actually, I got invited to a chat with like Deadmau5 on Clubhouse, and I was like, "Yo, shrooms, yo," and then he was like, "Yo, you're a drug addict." I was like,
to get called a drug addict by Deadmau5 is something.
I know, it was the best thing of my life.
That guy's probably been on MDMA his whole life.
No, he told me he hasn't done many drugs. Like he is,
really?
He's not that really into psychedelics, and he's like, "I only did it like one time," and then he like explained
psychedelics or like cocaine.
I don't know about the other drugs, but I know about psychedelics. He just mentioned that he did it like one time, and it wasn't for him. He was like, "This is very trippy," and then he told me to go on his mom's like art page, I think nancyzimmerman.com or something, and there's like pictures of him. But anyways, back to Clubhouse.
Wait, was it just you and Deadmau5 talking? Or
it was I had a friend on there, Chrissy Newton, was like talking with him and a few other people, and then she invited me into the conversation, and then like I had a flamethrower photo, and like Deadmau5 was like, "Yo, Phil, what's up?" And I was like, "Shrooms." And then because I think that was my shroom period. I think I might have been on shrooms in that conversation. And then he was like, "Yo," like he called me like a drug addict, but no, but it was a good conversation. I think he was joking too. But also on Clubhouse, I waited till 1 a.m. to listen to Elon talk. And then Elon like wanted to bring in the guy from Robinhood, like that app.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't wait for that part. But like one thing Elon said on that Clubhouse that like has been like resonating in my heart for since then was a picture says 1,000 words, but a meme says 10,000.
Right.
And I was like, that makes so much sense.
Straight from the lion's mouth.
Straight from the lion's mouth. But anyways, I don't know what I'm talking about.
I was gonna. We haven't even gotten into like what you do.
Oh.
Yeah. What do you do? What?
Basically this.
Right.
Okay. My like I do a lot of live streams. I got pretty busy during the pandemic doing like remote live streams and whatnot. So my main gig is like producing live streams, directing live streams, and all this other stuff. But through that whole process, like just like creative stuff, because I did this like music video where I shot flamethrowers and things out of Teslas and had a dancing Elon Musk guy, and then people were like, "Oh, you're like kind of creative." So now I just like pitch like creative campaigns for like some brands here and there.
Right.
I can't like talk about them at the moment because they're not like confirmed, but but you're wearing it. But anyways, and then like it's Oh fuck. Yeah. So then I'll just like pitch stuff now. I don't know. My life is literally be myself now.
Right. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
You enjoy it?
Yeah. Like basically, like people are like, go be crazy, and they pay me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you do the? I was always curious. Like, did you actually make the Monowell's music videos, or was that someone else? Because
I did. Like I've always like produced and directed the Monowell's music videos, and then as years progressed, like I would just produce, and then now I just like introduce them to a team. These last 2 videos that like handle it. I still got a credit on it as like an associate producer, but like realistically in film, like an associate producer is like a secretary, but
right.
but they just gave me something because like I opened that door and put that together. But yeah, and then I just did a live stream with Monowell's about a week or 2 ago at that live loft just down the road from here, and that was a lot of fun.
So you're gonna ask?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, like, if someone was like wanting that is in film, like is younger, like what kind of advice would you give them? Because like you're like an entrepreneur, you have your own business. You have
I don't know. I never
just Press It. It's
called,
name of the company.
It's called Press It, but on social media it's just Press It. But yeah, that's the name of the company. And advice I would give is like, I don't know, like I never went to film school or any of that stuff. I actually went to Metalworks for audio school, and then like I just finished that. I don't know, just keep trying. Like honestly, like do what you love, and honestly, like take ego out a lot. Like I feel like a lot of issues come in when you're like, hey, like I'm the best or whatever. But it's always a collaborative effort, and it's like I did make these music videos, but there's like literally like 20 other people who worked on this music video who helped make it happen. And then like I get a lot of the credit because I was like obviously like the producer, but it wouldn't have been anything if it wasn't for like the stylist, the art directors, the production designers, the directors of photography. Those are the people who make it great. And just like I'd say, just learn to be collaborative and keep trying.
I think that's all like super important too, because at the end of the day, like anything you're doing is going to be with like a lot of other people.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're never truly alone in running a business.
Yeah.
Like there's always going to be someone working with you. And if you can't work well with others, then like that's almost the most important thing. And keeping ego out. Like I think we can all, everyone can like talk from experience about like egos just taking over.
Yeah. It's like,
especially when you're like 23 or 24 and you're young.
Yeah, when you're 23,
like,
24,
yeah, like you have no idea how the world works. Like, oh man. And then you get a little, like, I feel like when you get a bit older, like around 30, you kind of, I don't know, like, do most people lose, like, their ego around 30? Like, or at least you just have a more broad perspective of, like, how things work.
Yeah.
But when I was young, like, I was clueless.
Yeah. I also made those mistakes when I was younger, and I thought I was, like, better than what I am. And then I realized, like, I don't know anything. And
money's not real.
Money's not real. Nothing's real. And the smarter I get, the more dumber I get. I'm just like, oh my God, I actually don't understand anything.
Yeah, that's a good perspective.
That's a great fucking way to
that's
think
your That's your next shirt.
Yeah, the smarter I get, the dumber I get.
It's a very good. That actually that makes so much sense.
It's so weird.
The more you realize about yourself, the more you're like, I actually literally don't know anything.
And a lot of people are like, how did you do this? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, how did you end up doing this? And I'm like, no, I don't know. It just happened.
Right.
Send a lot of emails. I would suggest just send a lot of emails. And don't be afraid of rejection. Like, rejection happens. I've probably gotten rejected more times than I've been accepted.
Really?
Yeah. I'm only 18.
What's your favorite conspiracy?
My favorite?
Oh, here we go.
I want to let's get back on it.
Okay, back
it's
to
so much more fun to talk about
conspiracy.
Have you ever watched an ISIS video before?
No, I haven't. But
I recently showed Sean a video. Tim Dillon was talking about it. Where there was like this dispute.
I feel uncomfortable just thinking about it.
There was this dispute in Philadelphia, I guess. I think it was Philly. And this neighbor was just minding his own business, and he had these like 2 asshole neighbors that just kept hounding him about like, shovel your fucking driveway.
I saw this.
You saw this?
Yeah, and this guy just like shot them.
Dude,
right?
yeah, he pulls out a pistol and like shoots them, and they keep screaming. And then like he goes in and you're like, oh man, he's probably gonna run away now. But he grabs a bigger gun and like finishes the job. And he says, you should have kept your fucking mouth shut.
Yeah, but I also was watching that video and I was like, it took a lot of bullets.
Because he missed most of them.
Yeah, he was just like how the fuck was it? Was like he didn't want to actually hit them.
Oh, he
was
wanted
like,
to.
boom, boom,
He wanted to. He had one thing on the mind. That
I don't
was
know. And then sometimes I'm like, is this real? Because like, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder,
that
is it
looked
real?
real.
that looked real. That was chilling.
Yeah, that was haunting.
But I have this thing where like I'm just so curious. Like I find out something really bad happened. I know I shouldn't watch this. Like, but I'm gonna look into it, and then I'll end up finding the video. Like that was an example. And then like recently, this hockey player in Russia died. He took a shot to the head and like died on the ice. And I was like, oh man, I probably shouldn't watch this. And then
Shot to the head.
yeah.
And
then like ISIS videos, man, those are just like God. I've seen them.
I don't watch them. I don't go searching for conspiracies. Conspiracies find me.
Right.
They're like well, they get Facebook added. No,
Facebook advertises them.
I don't think they could do that anymore. But I don't know, conspiracies.
Yeah, let me.
I was just, you know what I'm thinking right now? I was like, it's funny how much like these tech companies want to censor people. But I'm just thinking, like, if you listen to the average person talk, pretty much everyone should be censored because they're all savage.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not savage about one thing, you're probably you're like a crazy alcoholic.
Yeah,
Or
and
like
then-
you're addicted to drugs, or like you fucking hate the right, or you hate the left. And it's not like you're saying good things about either side. Like everyone truly just fucking hates each other in different ways.
I don't know. I don't think I hate anyone. Like I try to be as like
No,
most,
I'm just talking about like the general population. I truly think there's a lot of people who just like hate
Yeah.
perspectives.
perspectives. Yeah, the general Twitter's fucked.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like
it's an absolute jungle.
Twitter, everyone's just so rude on Twitter.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a bloodbath.
hilarious. What you doing over there?
Well, you've been holding that empty drink, and I'm like,
You're gonna. Pour
I
me a
completely
drink?
talked over you. You were going to talk about your favorite conspiracy.
I still haven't figured it out, so I'm glad you're still talking because I've been like thinking about like what's my
MK Ultra is pretty cool.
I
That's
know,
all
MK
drug.
Ultra is cool and stuff. Thank you. I like grape juice.
What about
Welch is great.
the military industrial complex?
I like the Tomato Town memes recently.
Tomato Town memes.
I know I'm more of like a meme guy than I'm just like true, but conspiracy.
I've never heard anyone say like I'm a meme guy. I've never heard that. I like that.
I like memes. Like I love
unique.
memes a lot. I think a lot of people
Do
are
you
meme
make
guys.
memes?
I'll make memes from time to time.
So what do you do? Like you just see Biden falling upstairs and then you get to editing?
No. I'll like find a photo of like Sean, and then I'll like, but not Sean, or like someone that I know, and I'll make a meme of them.
Right.
And then they'll
What's
be
the
like-
best meme you've ever whipped up?
I don't know. I had like this one of like Jordan Circasa from the Monorails just eating cheeseburgers, and that was it.
That's a,
Oh, actually, he was just like he was in an interview and he was like talking, and then like I placed a cheeseburger in his hand, and then he was just like eating it. And I don't know. I thought it was cool.
sounds cool.
Well, yeah, that's kind of half the fun. Is like honestly, people who make memes don't get enough credit
Or I'll make
for how
memes on
good they,
myself.
like,
Actually,
how good they actually are.
yeah, I had this like one when the whole Gemstones stuff was going on. I had like this picture of me with like a flamethrower, and then like I was like, Chamath is standing behind me, and then like Chamath Palihapitiya,
I know,
yeah, and then Elon, and then the Tesla car is supposed to be the Reddit Wall Street bets, and then the flame coming out of the flamethrower is GameStonk. That was my favorite meme.
That's pretty dope.
And then I got someone to post it on Reddit because I don't have enough Reddit karma points. So I was like, "Yo, dude, can you post this?" And he was like, "Yeah, cool." And then
Did it blow up on Wall Street bets?
I don't know because I didn't post it, so I don't know.
Went into the
anything.
ether.
Went into the ether, like Ethereum.
Can someone explain Reddit to me? Because like I know you have it, and I guess you have it. Like,
Yeah, I
how
have
the
it.
hell does like?
It used to be a
I've
lot
never
better.
used it.
It used to be a lot
I've
better.
never used it.
Now it's just like, I don't know. It's kind of like all the social media things. You don't really get both sides, so it's not as funny.
But any meme you see on the internet, I think like stems from Reddit because I'll be on like Wall Street Bets, and then I'll see the memes they're posting there, and then like 3 days later they come onto Instagram and like
Right.
all their like everyone just copies from there.
Yeah.
Everyone's really savage there.
Very.
Reddit?
So basically, like
Yeah.
what it is it's almost like Facebook. You know how Facebook has those groups, and it's like, YouTube group or musicians in Canada group. It's basically like there's a bunch of different pages like that, and people follow those pages, and you can post your content in there, and then like it gets upvoted or downvoted, and then you can like just get views, or like just you can even ask for advice if you're a filmmaker. There's like r/filmmakers, and you can be like, if I want to light something like this, and you make that post, people will help you, and it can be beneficial. But honestly, like anything in the internet, it usually goes south. They get hyper focused on crazy shit more. So
one time I was on Wall Street Bets, and I saw this one post, and this guy was like, you know what, guys, we should just be happy about all the friends we made and all this other stuff. Like, let's not worry about the stock price. And this one guy comments, he's like, I can't snort my friends. And I'm like,
dude, Wall Street Bets, they're savage as fuck. Like they were like, every post was like, and this is me quoting posts. They're like, oh my God, retards. Sorry I missed it. Like, I'm glad we're back, retards. Like, they just keep saying retard.
Yeah, he's like, we're apes.
Wait, what's Wall Street Bets? Is this like another website?
It's basically like, you know how last night we were talking about hedge funds and shit?
Right.
Because they have so much buying power, they can manipulate stock prices. And because there's like over 7 million people following this thread, if you get 7 million people buying one share of something, it's going to manipulate this price and like send it up. So they now have the equivalent of like a hedge fund,
right?
On just like the modern like way of investing.
And then like they knew that a bunch of hedge funds, or like they were guessing that a bunch of hedge funds would short the GameStop stock. It's no longer stock. It's just stocks. And then they just like rammed all their money into that company, and then hedge funds like lost a lot of money.
Yeah, it's hard to explain because it's like shorting.
It is hard. It's shorting. So they were betting on the company failing.
Right.
And
when
it
wasn't failing, they had to buy their shares back at like 10 times multiple.
Yeah, like more than 10 times. Like,
it
went like crazy.
And that's why they forced Robinhood, because like the companies that were getting hammered basically almost own Robinhood in some weird way. And
Robinhood investors are like hedge funds people.
Yeah. Citadel and shit.
Yeah. It's all corrupt. Nothing's real.
So that's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, GameStone.
Oh yeah, I love like all this like stuff that's happening in like the internet right now. I mean like the internet and financials, because like when you look at the internet, it's done its thing to retail stores. It's done its thing to music, transportation, all this stuff, but it hasn't fucked the finance industry yet. And I was like, oh, this is like the first taste. It's like it's gonna fuck all these people over as well.
Right. And it's so funny. You like saw videos of like these like billionaires crying on TVs. Like one of them was literally yelling like, this whole notion of like equal opportunity and like,
I saw
dude,
that video.
it's crazy.
You're like,
what are you talking about?
yeah.
Like that's what America's built on. And then he like caught himself saying it. He's like, oh, like, you know what? Never mind.
yeah. They were like, oh man, they were going insane. They like lost a lot of money.
They hate when like average rats like us get an opportunity. They hate it. They hate us.
Yeah, they hate us.
They look at us and go like, fuck.
Dude, it goes back to ego. Like their ego's so fucking big.
They love power, man. They just absolutely love it. They have all the money you could possibly need, right? And at this point, like these guys just want the power. That's it.
It's more than they need. Like it's like, I don't know, like generational. They could put their money in anything and like it's gonna be there for 1,000 years. Like, yeah. Well, but money isn't gonna be a thing anymore. So like, what's that even matter?
The thing, yeah, I agree with that. But the thing is like, society has gotten to a point where money is a thing right now, and if you can get enough of it, you're just gonna be able to hang out with those people and be in the spaceship looking down at everyone on Earth and be like, those fucking losers didn't figure out how to make $1 billion.
Yeah, those fucking losers couldn't fucking build a spaceship.
That's literally what it's gonna be. They're gonna shove all like the shit in us, make us like live in even smaller condos than this.
It's gonna be like fucking that movie, like Elysium. You remember that movie?
Elysium.
Elysium.
Alicia Keys.
No. The movie Alicia Keys. Starring Matt Damon. As Alicia Keys.
Yeah. Matt's going to get canceled for playing a woman.
But it is starring Matt Damon, and it's a movie called Elysium. And he's just like, I'm going up there. Because he's like living in such a poor
As
world.
Alicia Keys, right?
As Alicia Keys.
Yes.
We got to bring her up. This girl can play.
I got to show her to the rich people.
She can sing and she can play.
Dude, I was actually thinking about.
Oh, man.
I don't know if this is a conspiracy theory, but if you think about like the greatest performers of all time, most of them did like really bad things, and like it was overlooked because they could dance and
Like
Michael Jackson. It's like maybe he fucked kids, but god damn it, can he dance,
No,
baby?
do you remember he almost dropped a kid off a balcony?
Yeah.
And it was his own.
But like, look at him do the moonwalk in Milwaukee.
Yeah, and then I remember there's like this whole documentary that came out about him, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, cancel him." And he's dead.
Yeah.
He done.
He's
The
gone.
ultimate cancel.
Oh man, these people who are like canceling dead things, it's like, what's the gratification in that? Like, what is
But
like?
I don't know, but like they didn't cancel Michael Jackson. Like everyone still listens to Michael Jackson. Everyone still loves Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it's not like Spotify and YouTube and their record label dropped them. Like,
Yeah.
they're just like, no, we make a lot of money. on
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
Too much.
they're like,
Too
just
much
let
money.
them talk about it. And if like, I think it's actually kind of losing. Like, I think that the cancel thing is losing its weight. People are just coming back from everything now. Like Trump kind of paved the way. It's like, yeah, they could say it. You just say some crazier shit. And you just double down.
He just doubled down.
So, Crystal, you guys like Crystalia?
Crystalia?
Do I like?
I thought he was weird that he played like kind of like a child pedophile and
then became one?
in Her.
And then
Or
was
is
one.
he her or you?
You.
Yeah, it was you. Yeah.
Yeah. Her's
Great
another
show.
movie. Great movie too. Her. But yeah.
Crystalia, What happened to him?
He's back.
Is he back?
Is he
He's doing
back?
he's doing his podcast, like everything. He's back.
Oh, he just like took a hiatus for
Yeah,
6 months.
he's
Was like,
back.
let this blow over and I'll come back.
That's what I mean. Like it's just like I don't know what actually happened, but it's hard to talk about that. Okay, let's decrease it to like someone who didn't do something as bad. Like let's say Louis, like jerking off in front of someone.
Wait. So you're telling me that what Crystalia did wasn't as bad as Louis?
No. Oh no, I'm saying what Louis did is less bad than
So
D'Elia.
wait, what did D'Elia do?
Yeah, I don't actually know.
Apparently,
Yeah.
like I don't know if he actually did, but he hooked up with like a underage chick.
Oh, that's not cool. I'm only 18.
But whatever. Like
That was what he
I'm
said.
saying. What I'm saying is, let's say you're Louis. I'm a big advocate for like you should be able to, like you get shit thrown at you and you take the punishment, but you should be able to. Like, what are we gonna do? Just let these people rot in a hole like forever? It's like there should be some way to come back into society.
Well, like the only way you learn, like I don't know, there's no like book on how to be a saint.
Yeah, and no one's like, man, comedians are the most level-headed people ever. It's like, no, they're fucking savage people that like crave attention.
No, they're degenerates.
They're
basically
If
degenerates.
you're looking
It's
at a
like-
comedian and be like, this guy should own a church and fucking like sing the choir. Like,
But but that guy's even worse.
yeah, those guys are like notorious for.
That guy's like, oh, hallelujah, but coming to my RV.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
My gold-plated
The
RV.
Catholic Church is just like the king of getting away with it.
Oh, have you guys heard of that? The Righteous Gemstones or whatever that show?
Oh, that's a great
I've never
show.
seen
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
and said
Danny
that. I
McBride?
should watch
Yeah,
it.
and that's like pure corruption. But you were going to say something about another guy who isn't Crystalia. Oh, you're going to go to Louis C.K. about jerking off in front of someone.
I talked about it. I said like there should be a way for, and he already is kind of, he's back. But I'm just saying like I'm big on like people learning their lesson and having a way to come back. I don't think you should just torture someone forever.
Yeah, you can even murder someone, go to jail for 30 years, and get out.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, and a lot of
Depending on
people.
where you live.
I think a lot of people would probably disagree, but I think a lot more people would agree with my statement. Just like back to the currency thing, like.
Oh, crypto?
No, I'm talking like you were saying like money doesn't matter. Now I'm just like, oh yeah, like nothing actually.
Nothing actually
This is a big
matters.
fugazi.
Oh, everything's a fugazi.
We live in a
Fugazi.
realm.
Fugazi.
Yeah, guys, by the way, the last 5 minutes of discussion, where none of us are medical doctors, so don't take anything we say seriously.
Yeah, so don't take anything I said about shrooms seriously because I don't even know if half the stuff's legal. So
Sure, I think shrooms will be the next.
it is.
wave
I'm
of the
definitely
future.
invested in a bunch of companies.
Dude, people take Adderall, they take Ritalin. Like,
Well, if they're
people
on the
do some
stock
crazy
market,
shit.
then obviously, like something's happening. One of these companies I'm invested in, fucking Red Light Holland.
What is that?
Okay, they've been making shrooms since like 1982, but I just found out the CEO is Todd Shapiro. Do you know who Todd Shapiro is?
Like,
He used to be on the Dean Blundell show. He was a radio guy.
Come on.
And I'm just like, oh my God. And I was just like high on mushrooms being like, yo, I put my money in Todd Shapiro. But then I realized they're making like big moves. And I'm like, well, he's not the actual CEO because I don't think he could actually make those big moves. Like they like acquired a bunch of companies and I'm like, Todd Shapiro's not doing this. Like,
No.
why
Shit.
is he? And then I think like Russell Peters is like the creative director or something. I have no idea.
Russell Peters?
Yeah, and then but the big company in Canada is MindMed, and it's a good one. That stock I bought at 90 cents. It went up to like $5. Now it's at like $3.50. It's gonna go. It's gonna go. I'm telling you.
Mind
What is
bend?
this? Mind bend?
MindMed.
My mind's bending right now.
No, MindMed. It's like a medication. Yeah, my mind's bending too. Full disclosure, I took a shroom pill before this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's hit me yet.
I don't know, but the mix of the wine, the beluga,
The beluga, my favorite type of
and
whale.
then that.
So, I have a question. Okay, you go.
I was gonna say Elon, but I don't know because I hear you love Elon. But you get to your question.
Right. I want to know, like, what's, you know how Tarantino has, like, okay, I wanted to shoot 8 feature films and then, like, kind of retire. Like, what is your goal? What was your goal getting into film? Did you have a big vision?
You know, like to me, like I don't know. I always have like bigger like entrepreneurial goals, and I just saw that like within the music industry, like video was the path of least resistance to like moving up. In the thing, like not competing as another songwriter or whatever, and it just like opens a lot of doors to like other corporations like in the tech industry and all this other stuff, and it builds your network. So I just thought video was a good network builder.
Right.
And then like now it's like coming to a point where like I am doing all this stuff, but then people are noticing that like, hey, maybe Phil can do other things. And so I never really had like an ultimate goal. I just figured, hey, it'll open some doors.
Right. Cool. And like but now that you're kind of like a known name, I would say, what do you want to like do with it?
Honestly, like I just want to help people. I was like really high on shrooms, and I was like, "What's the point of this? If nothing matters, I just want to help people. Generally speaking, like I want to generate revenue so that I can like obviously like, to live, but then most of the other money that I make, I just want to like put back into like building things for people. So then like obviously the shroom company isn't for people, but it's also good for people. But and then like I want to start like a charity that would like help like underprivileged people like achieve their dreams and all this other stuff, like affordable housing, not just affordable, but like self-sustaining housing.
So
And
get some solar panels on there.
get some solar panels on there, all this other stuff.
Get everyone a
yeah,
Tesla.
it's like I'm just like so the video stuff like helped me generate some revenue, like build up some like helps me live while I figure out some stuff. And obviously I love live streaming, like the live aspect of it, like virtual events and all this other stuff. That's kind of like I like that more than like traditional production, because like once it's I just hate post. Like I'm like I don't want to deal with post, but like once
Right.
you do it, it's done.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if I could like live stream the Olympics one day, or maybe like a halftime show or something, that'd be sick.
Right. That's pretty dope.
How does a live stream like work? Like, do you have to have your own like
We
website?
we
to
could
do
live
it?
stream right now.
We could be live streaming this to this platform or multiple, like Facebook or multiple platforms. It's pretty cool. Like it depends. Like how you want to do a live stream is all up to you. Like it's like another canvas of like things that like it's another like artistic canvas where you can express yourself. But I like being in the host seat and being like, hey, in 5 minutes, like this, like cut this, cut that, and like I'm like producing and like yeah, it's a lot of fun, and you get a lot of adrenaline out of it. So like when I was like that whole sober phase I had, like this was my thing.
Oh yeah, you guys were talking about. I don't know if you want to talk about your wild night that.
So I quit drinking the night after a few days.
The weekend after.
The weekend after
The Junos.
the Junos that I spent with this guy.
Boy, the best of the best can't party with.
Bert, I think
I
Bert,
lived to
you and
tell the
Bert
tale.
Kreischer could have a good go at it.
Yes, you can out
I think Bert might win.
probably. He's
Bert
got-
just
he's got
apparently
me.
Bert's just every day wasted. Like
Well, he's also got a belly to soak up all that alcohol.
Yeah.
He's got that. No, but yeah, what year was that? Was that 2019?
That was 2019. And then
2019 Junos.
ironically, it was also St. Patrick's Day.
The funniest thing was I think I called you in the morning and like I thought I was just at this random hotel, but it turned out that I was at this I'd called Sally. And because I was in a hotel room with you, and I called Sally and I was like, "What hotel are you in?" She's like, "We're in the same hotel." I was like, "Dude, London is a strange
No,
place."
that was the second night, but then there was like the third night.
Yeah,
you can never forget Econo Lodge.
Yeah, Econo Lodge. Then we had to find our own hotel.
And then,
so
that was
we went
Econo
for
Lodge. We found Econo Lodge right
Yeah,
next to the Beef Baron.
the beef.
What? Oh, that fucking stripper place, right?
Yeah, it's a
Beef.
Beef.
It's called the Beef Baron, and it's a stripper place. We may have not gone there.
We may or may not have taken out $80 at the ATM at the Beef Baron. And what
Beef
happened
Baron.
after? Who calls a strip club the Beef Baron? Like,
But
come on.
honestly, I went in there
What does
being
that
like,
even
we
mean?
went in there being like, oh, we're gonna have one beer, and then we're like, yeah, we're just gonna have one beer, and then we're gonna go meet up with Sally. But then like next thing I know, I'm like $100 gone, and I'm like, okay, I need to get the hell out of here.
You're stuck in
like,
beefs.
and meet with things, and then we went to that Warner Canada
Yeah, we did
party.
the Warner Canada. I had to sing a song. I was kind of wasted. I don't think I did a bad job with that.
I don't remember. Like I was at that point, I was blackout, and I remember like we were at some other party, and there was like someone playing a piano, and I was like, who?
Dude, true. I got cut off at that point. The guy was like, "I'm not serving you any more beer."
I know. I think
I was like, "Come on."
I didn't want to leave because like the party was over, and people were like, "It's over." I'm like, "It's not over.
It's never over.
It's never over. It's never ogre. This is my swamp." And then we went to the hotel room, and some other things happened there, but I don't know if I can get into that.
Yeah, the Junos that year was insanity.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thing is, there's just so many people and so many parties, and everyone's
Makes me
just
think of like
letting loose.
Olympic Village when they're like, yeah, we use like a record amount of condoms when Olympic Village is on.
I don't think any condoms were
I don't.
being used
Yeah,
here,
probably not a condom thing.
not a condom thing.
A lot of drinks.
A lot of drinks.
Like a lot of drinks.
No, I'm just talking about like the amount of like stars that are there. It's probably just a big fuck fest.
Yeah, I know. It probably is a
Kind
big
of.
fuck fest minus the condoms. So
Oh,
it's
you're
just like-
saying- yeah, birth control.
It's just like everyone's just going for it.
Yeah,
it's like, It's a wild time. But you met Dan Hand there, which was like
Dude,
been like
who's my manager? Yeah.
who's your manager now? Yeah. It's
Dude,
fun.
that was super random. Cause
Yeah.
you knew him?
I knew him,
Yeah.
and then I went to some like bar where like the host of the bar or the owner of the bar was just always like just giving us shots.
Giving the shots.
He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you guys are artists." I'm like, "I'm not an artist," and then I'm like, "I'll take it." And then,
Did we lose?
Oh,
and then,
sorry, I faded to black.
it's okay. I faded to black at that point as well.
Dude, after the shots.
It's like I faded to black.
Look at it, fade to black.
And then, yeah. That's literally what happened.
Dude, it was crazy because there's now that we're talking about it, I'm remembering like all these little pieces
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it was St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. That
Right? It
morning.
was and so we went to like this bar at like 10 o'clock and got food.
Food
and
with,
like
like,
there was
green
a
beer.
band fucking jamming
Yeah.
and like
And then we found the Econo Lodge.
dude, that was like right.
And then we went to the
because-
Beef Baron.
Yes.
And then
But
we
before
went.
that, even before that, we tried to go to a hotel, and the girl was like, "I don't think you guys can afford this hotel."
What hotel?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
He's like,
She
what do you think? I make 7 figures a year. Who do you think I am? And it's like,
We probably looked so homeless just walking into this hotel.
Right.
The lady's just like, "Yeah, you guys can't afford this."
yeah, she just told us that
Like straight up. She looked at me dead in the eye.
No, she was like, we're all booked, but I don't think you can afford this place.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, wow.
It's such a cool thing to come from like someone who works at the front desk.
That was she probably talks about that story.
Yeah,
She's like, probably, remember the time I told those guys they can't afford this place?
I just love that
Fucking
someone
losers.
who works at a front desk is like,
desk.
you can't afford this.
you can't afford this.
I was
like,
like,
don't
do
you
you know
make-
what I do?
It's like, yeah.
Do you know what I do?
But then pretty sure we went to a.
Listen, lady, you
We
might.
went to the economy.
Listen, lady, you might be right. I don't make enough to afford this, but you are a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And then we went to the economy.
we went to like the cheapest hotel in the whole fucking. Like what, $70 for the night? I'm like, I'm down. 2 beds? Yeah, I'm down. And I'm pretty sure.
Bucks.
I'm pretty sure I had like a bite on my leg. Thinking I was like, I'm never going there again.
Oh, so wait. So was that the same night? So Beef Baron, and then what was it like a?
We went to some like bar
Louis-
where like
is that where we met Dan? I'm trying to think.
no we like met up with Sally and then like Siri, not Siri, I forgot her name, Nicole, and then she had like that guy in her band that she's managing, Julian.
Right.
I don't remember. And then somewhere in there, we met up with Dan, and then I think we went to some warehouse thing, and then we went to the Warner party.
Yeah, there was a
shit,
couple.
we drank a lot.
Dude, it was
Or
like,
those were like days mixed together, but I don't remember.
I think that was one day. I'm pretty sure that was one day.
Oh my god, that was a
It's
crazy
like when
day.
you're at an all-inclusive and just like day after day after day, and like I remember by like the 10th day of getting blackout, I woke up like my kidneys. I had to like take a tub because my kidneys were on fire. Like it's
man.
so brutal,
Were you drinking too much Fireball?
dude. I was drinking everything.
Oh, okay.
It gets to a point where like the guys are just making things, and you're like, I guess this is mine, and you're like having like yellow shots of sugar and vodka, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
They do the
Jungle
rainbow,
Juice.
Oh.
the rainbow shots.
Dude.
Jungle Juice. Jungle Juice. You guys ever been to like university?
You said you didn't go to university.
I know, I'm only 18. I never been to university. I'm only 18.
Well, London is kind of university. The university towns are
that-
fucking crazy.
That place was going nuts on St. Patty.
Yeah,
Like, it was
like,
like there's
they're
so
ready
many
to-
people everywhere.
Dude, my friend climbed a fire truck on St. Patty's Day at a university.
What, in 2021?
We were no. It was like it was.
He's a fireman.
I was 7. I think I was 17.
Uh-oh.
And we went to. I was even younger than. It was like grade 12.
So you're only 17.
Listen, you're only 18, but guess
yeah,
what?
yeah.
I'm only 17. But no, we were just out of the St. Patty's Day party in like, where is it, Waterloo? And like Ezra Street is the place to party. And my sister was going to university, so I just like went to party with her, with my buddy. And, you know, we start the day off, we're having beers, everything. Everyone's like all over the road, all over like all these places. I crossed the street and like, I guess I had a beer in my hand and this cop just came out of nowhere and just like gave me a fucking $150 drinking ticket.
Oh,
150, eh? I thought you were
Dude.
like 120 back in my day.
Well, whatever the fucking, it was a lot of money. And then anyway, somehow randomly at the end of the day, I'm like, we're drinking, there's this fucking fire truck. And I'm looking at my buddy and he's just staring at the fire truck. And then he just starts walking towards the fire truck. I'm like, what is this guy doing? And then he gets like on it and he puts his hands up. And like the whole street is just cheering for him. And then like he could have hopped off and would have been like totally fine. And like would have got away with it. But for whatever reason, he just like kept going on like higher and higher on the fire truck, like in the middle. And then one of the firefighters was like, hey, get off here. And literally, I guess he didn't know that there was 2 cop cars in front of the fire truck. So like instantly he's just like
Ripped off of it.
ripped off of it, handcuffed into the back of a police car.
what did he end up getting?
And the crazy thing is some person, and this was like before like people had iPhones, like I think I had a Motorola Razr or some shit at the time, but someone just happened to be filming it. And it's on YouTube. And it got like 30,000 views or something crazy.
That's hilarious.
It's like St. Patty's Day drunk climbs fire truck. And it's still there.
Beautiful.
Did he get a ticket?
Dude, he had to go to court. I had to call his mom. I'd be like, yeah, listen, your son climbed a fire truck, and I know it's like 7 o'clock, but you're going to have to drive to Waterloo and pick him up.
Dude, like that's, it's funny because you go like, oh, that's hilarious. He climbed the truck, but it's like, if you think about how much that ruined his weekend and like just the whole air would get sucked out of the room.
Oh, man. I just kept partying.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Of
you were
course.
fine. I'm like, I don't know. Like, my buddy's gone. I'm like, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
I heard that this guy was ready to abandon me at the Junos, but it's
What?
okay. No, I was talking to like Sally, and she was like, "Yeah, like because I didn't want to leave.
Abandon you for what?
I didn't want to leave the party. And you're like, fuck it, like let's leave him." And then no, it's all good.
Dude, who knows? I could have been talking any
I don't know,
shit.
It's all good, but like Sally's like, we can't leave Phil. Phil's so fucked.
Sean, well, last night Sean got a little zonked, and he was just trying to talk. It was this slurring words, looking at me like,
Dude, sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
You hit the booze and you don't know
you
where
were telling me you don't even know.
You hit the
you don't even
booze,
know how you got
know
home.
how to choose.
Yeah.
That's
So
the
Phil took a year off and I just kept going.
that's
then
the
you were-
best.
and
when
then
you-
you-
Actually, I
like-
did take 2 months off.
I literally quit the day after that.
Yeah.
My favorite thing of all time is when you came home in Punta Cana to a room and you looked at my dad. It was like 10 a.m. You're like, Tom, these aren't even my underwear.
No, that was like I was walking. I
Right.
just like
He's thinking like, oh, Sean's up bright and early. Like he's getting after it. He's starting the day.
No,
Like,
he hasn't been home yet.
yeah.
He hasn't gone to sleep yet.
Yeah. I mean, we could go into that story. That was a wild story.
I
But
want to know that story.
I fell in love with a Colombian. That's
Happens every week.
happens to the best of us. She Andrea Diaz. I'll never forget that name.
we're putting names out there.
Dude,
find her.
I remember.
What's
dude,
her middle name?
The funny thing was, I tried to find her on like Facebook after, and I like typed in Andrea Diaz, and it was
There's like a million.
half of fucking South America. I was like, oh, great.
Maybe her
and
name
then,
wasn't
like,
even that. Like,
no, and I actually ended up, we did have like Instagram or something. Anyways, but the funny thing was like, I was like literally, it was probably like 7 a.m, and I was going back to the room, and I bumped into Luke's dad, and I guess I was just plastered.
Oh, dude.
Maybe I was wearing her underwear.
I think that was like that's.
I don't even know. Why would I look Tom Mitchell in the eyes and say,
Dude, it's just a
This isn't
crazy
even
thing.
mine.
I remember the day you had to leave to go home, and like you didn't come in. You had like an hour of sleep. Like we got absolutely wrecked,
oh man.
and you had to leave at like 9 a.m.
No, dude, the worst. Okay.
And you had like a 3 layover flight, so it was like 20 hours of flying.
No, that was the other time. So we like Luke's family would bring me on vacation to Dominican, and so I had to leave the hotel at 12 at night, so 12 p.m. I didn't get to Toronto until 4 o'clock the next day. So it's like 12 to 12 hours plus another 4 hours.
oh, so
16 hours. And the craziest thing is I finally get to Toronto after a whirlwind experience of like, I was in Philly, I was in like New England,
All hungover.
all like, I was like, fuck, it was brutal.
So
like,
wait, also, what you're
4
telling
hours.
me is like Luke's family sugar daddied you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was our personal family fuck toy.
He was your.
I was like I'm like the family therapist.
Everyone, listen, it's Luke's turn tonight. Tom, you're on Thursday.
Also, are you getting this picture in your frame or no?
My picture.
That picture.
I was like looking
Pocahontas.
down like we could.
No, that's
lift this up.
Ophelia from Hamlet.
Ophelia. You've been on my
To
mind.
be or not to be. Ophelia dies. Ophelia drowns herself in the fucking river.
Good.
Thank God someone knew what that was.
I know what it is.
I'm just glad
exactly.
that like someone named Ophelia got the ultimate punishment because I hate that.
No, she killed herself because she's like, I can't handle this shit anymore. She just like killed herself in the thing. And then like Hamlet's like, to be or not to be to old Yorlick. Fucking.
Have you read
And then
Hamlet?
fade to black.
I've read
Keep your hand up.
to be or not to be.
That's the greatest.
Old
I wish you
Yorick.
could see that.
Well, I'll get to see it one day. I
No,
hope.
no, this will never air.
Oh, okay, cool. This is just for the fuck of it. Anyways, this is just a practice run. We're doing this again at 6 when the shrooms really kick in. Yo, if we were actually like on the highest of highs of shrooms, this is what the conversation would be like. I'd be like, so then like I did that.
And like, tell me more.
Yeah, man, and that'd be it. And then
Fade to black.
then fade to black. And that would be the shroom journey. Or, yeah.
Have you ever done shrooms?
No. I'm only 18.
That's actually very true. You are only 18.
Have you ever done shrooms?
Yeah. You guys forced them in my throat in the van on the way to.
Oh yeah.
I did. What? Oh, we were playing that number
I
game
forgot that.
where you go odds you eat the rest of these shrooms, and it's like 1 to 10. We go okay, this is like not gonna happen. We're in this fucking tour van. It's so like there's so many people. It's so tight, and it's like a 5-hour drive.
6 guys.
Sweaty, miserable, hungover. So they do the number and like it hits, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to do all these shrooms. So next thing you know, I'm just spacing out for the next like 5 hours of this ride. It was kind of fun.
Luke just started doing stand-up comedy.
I started riffing.
Yeah, you were just riffing. You were just talking about the world.
We're like, knees weak, arms are heavy.
Yeah.
Vomit on my sweater already. Mom spaghetti.
Yeah.
Can you go more?
Mom spaghetti. Mom spaghetti. Mom spaghetti. Mom spaghetti.
Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is going to start the world's best charity organization and just so that he could say that out front and bother everyone who lives there.
Yeah, mom spaghetti.
Imagine he just pulls up
Mom
with a
spaghetti.
microphone and is like, guys, I made all this, so you got to listen to me now. Mom spaghetti. Mom spaghetti.
Mom spaghetti.
What if Biden just went up and said, Mom, spaghetti?
Mom spaghetti. I saw a meme recently about the vaccine, and it's like you only get one shot. and then Eminem's face is there. I don't know. It's funny.
Dude, I thought you got 2 shots. My mom just got the vaccine.
Oh, it's great.
She was drinking the next day.
Which one? The Pfizer one?
The Pfizer, yeah.
Yeah. I hear that's the better one than the Aztec whatever one.
It's a weird name.
AstraZeneca?
AstraZeneca.
Yeah,
Apparently, like it's
AstraZeneca.
not approved in the States, and
If you can't
and
spell
Biden's
the
like,
name,
we're sending it to Canada.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
wait, is that what's happening?
Yeah, apparently, like the states are just sending us AstraZeneca now because they're like, yeah.
I think it's like banned in some countries in the
I think
EU.
Germany banned it. They're like, people are getting like blood clots from this.
Yeah,
and then America's like, we're sending our AstraZeneca to the states and to Canada and Mexico, but we're keeping Pfizer.
And then Doug Ford's just like, yeah, thank you guys. We would do that for you, brothers.
I'm pretty sure that's not how Doug Ford sounds.
Dude, that's
Anyway.
exactly
I love that. In fact, do it again. Thanks,
This is
brother.
it. Thanks, guys.
Hey, I'm Doug Ford. Thanks, brother.
Hey, I'm Doug Ford. Thanks, brother.
That's
Literally like Hulk Hogan.
He literally said that. He's like, oh, fuck. Anyways.
What was the other guy's name? What's the other Ford brother?
Doug. Bob.
Bob Ford. Oh, Rob Ford. Dude, remember like he was doing like world tours.
Yeah, he was here. Dude, when we were
was
in
crushing
Dominican, people were like, oh, where are you from? You're like, oh, we're from Toronto. They're like, oh, fucking Bob Ford.
That guy was
It
on
should've
like
been
Kimmel.
Bob Ford.
He was on
Yeah.
Kimmel. Dude,
Yeah.
he was just like wild.
Bob. Good old Bobby.
How the fuck did we end up like electing his brother? Like,
I don't know.
How did that happen? It seems so like what was his brother doing the whole time? He's like, jeez.
He's like, I'm
Bob
just
is
going to smoke
really
crack in my room.
The Ford tandem.
Like what do they have?
Thing
some, like,
1 and
family
thing 2.
empire?
Yeah.
I'm so curious about how they found Bob Ford smoking crack.
Rob Ford.
No, Bob. It's Bob
remember
Ford.
How they found Bob Ford smoking
Yo,
crack
can we
before
look
the
at this for a second?
era
What
of
is that?
iPhones.
What does that resemble to you? That light fixture?
Hanukkah?
No, the way the lights are turned.
I'm still thinking Hanukkah.
Really? I'm thinking the complete opposite.
Dude, I was doing sit-ups
Dude, look at it.
for the first time.
What
in
is
my
that?
life.
It's a Nazi fucking symbol.
Ooh.
Yeah,
no.
but the light company fucked up.
That is like that is like literally a Nazi.
Oh, I don't see the inside. I see the light that it gives.
It's like, and that's why when you said Hanukkah, I'm like, I think that might be the opposite.
yeah.
Dude, but Bob Ford. Let's get back to Bob.
Yeah, Bobby.
But dude, what about the light?
The light.
Yo,
Are
apparently
the shrooms kicking in there?
No, you're on.
Bob Ford.
Phil is definitely not on true.
Hey, how's can I get a little more vino?
Little squeak? Of course.
I hear they make good vino in Italy, Tomato Town.
The Peller family.
I'm making the meatball. I like that meme. Ever seen that meme? It was like, oh, it's please stop watching Sopranos. It like promotes violence, blah 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 blah. And then someone comments, I'm making the meatball.
Dude, Sopranos is probably one of the best shows ever.
Oh, I mucked Sopranos during Christmas time. I was like, yeah, this is
All
good.
8 seasons?
All 8 seasons.
Is it 8 seasons?
No, I think it's 5 or 6. But one season has like 20 episodes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you never seen The Sopranos?
Oh no, I've seen like the first 3 seasons. The only thing is like, I kept
Then
waiting.
You haven't seen The Sopranos.
I kept waiting for like the big escalation, but never really came.
Man, and then I watched And it was like Breaking Bad took all their influence from this show. Like it was like that.
Good guy gone bad.
Yeah. This is just bad guy gone bad. But
Yeah,
you know, it's like bad guy that shows his good side.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
also
yeah.
Gone
It's
bad.
like it's like the opposite of Breaking Bad almost.
Have you seen the show In Your Honor?
Oh yes.
I also like that
Your
one.
Honor, Bryan Cranston.
Yeah,
Man.
it's also our boy Bryan Cranston from Malcolm in the Middle.
Does he? Oh, and
Wasn't there like a meme thing where, or like, I think there's like an SNL skit or something where like Bryan Cranston wakes up and he's with the wife from Malcolm in the Middle, and he's like, I just had the craziest dream.
And he was like,
I was a chemist, drug dealer, like cooking meth, and like,
What?
Did that- like, I'm pretty sure that-
an
No, they
SNL
made
skit?
it. They made it new as a joke. I think.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's an
like
SNL
as a
skit.
joke. Yeah, was it SNL?
I think it might have been SNL, but you know JB Smoove from Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it is-
yeah.
yeah.
JB.
Leon, right?
Yeah.
He used to be a writer for SNL.
Really?
Yeah, that was his like gig before, and I was like watching an interview with him yesterday, and he would just like pitch the craziest things. He's like, I had this like pitch for when Tom Brady was going to host the show that he was the first football player to smack a guy on the ass in the 50s, and it didn't go.
Football.
They were just like, no.
That's a great
I
idea.
know. I was like, that's a great skit. He was like the first guy to ever smack another guy on the ass on the football field in the 50s, and then and it would have been Tom Brady.
That is a funny thing.
That
Like,
is a-
where did that come? Like, I played football.
That sounds like a Dave Chappelle sketch.
like you're,
Yeah, so
good job.
it is
Because
very
you're wearing
strange.
that spandex, like your ass just pops.
it's like put
Yeah.
that shit on OnlyFans. Just like fucking football players just getting smacked in slow mo. Fucking
The amount of chicks that only watch football to see that
Patriots?
tight ass.
Patriots start their own OnlyFans and it's like, yo, check out
Smack it.
this fucking ass like slam in slow mo, like that Blink-182 music video,
I'm
First Date.
dying
What?
laughing thinking it.
There's a shot in First Date of Blink-182 where they
Mike
the
has
guy-
officially canceled on us. So,
who's Mike?
Mike, you'd like Mike.
Like Mike?
My favorite movie.
You would like Mike. No,
Yeah.
he's a film guy too.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was supposed to come next.
Oh.
So now we're gonna have to just talk to you for fucking 3 more hours.
Oh, so you're gonna do another show right after me with Mike? Oh, okay,
we're
cool.
gonna
like Mike.
You're gonna pump these out like it's whatever.
like it's shrooms. How old are you, Phil?
I'm only 18. And you guys are making me drink. That's fucking illegal.
No, we're
No,
we're in
18
Quebec.
Yeah, we're in Quebec.
Un bonjour.
We're in France right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo.
Well, okay. If you could speak any language, what would you pick? I would pick Mandarin.
I was like thinking like Mandarin, Cantonese, or something. Ni hao. I think that's Japanese. Oh, I would like to learn Japanese. That'd be sick.
Dude,
I can speak another language, by the way.
What language?
I can speak Polish.
go.
Dzień dobry, jak się masz? Mam na imię Filip. Jesteście chuje wielkie.
Kind of sounds fake.
I called you fat dicks.
Really?
I called you big fat. I was like, hey, good day. My name's Phil Kluba. You two are fat dicks.
We have fat dicks because we're on OnlyFans.
Show it. Show your cock.
Show you, dude. I like.
This is only for
You're
the
not
OnlyFans
old enough to
account.
see this.
Yeah, you're not old.
All right.
Phil, you're
You're
only
not.
18. Let's keep going.
All right. I say we come to a close now. I'm like,
Yeah. I think I'm getting to a point where it's
We're
just
just-
gonna get
We're gonna,
ridiculous.
it's gonna get outrageous.
We never talked about Elon, and I hear you're an Elon
okay, we'll
fan.
do a couple minutes on Elon.
Okay.
What do you want to know?
I want to know what you know.
I know that he. What am I gonna say? I've already said it a few times, but
On other shows?
yeah, like he just is an entrepreneur,
Okay. Cool.
like yourself.
I just love how Elon can just like manipulate the stock price of anything he wants, whenever he wants, however he wants. He just makes a tweet and is like Dogecoin, and then Dogecoin just goes up. Or he
Right.
goes like, I love Etsy, and then all of a sudden Etsy just goes up.
Right.
And that guy takes influencer to the highest level. And on that note,
Thank you so much for coming on the show. Our favorite 18-year-old. Phil, everybody.
toot toot toot.
Doot doot.